Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru, and today we're talking about pricing. How much does flood insurance cost? It's a question we get all the time. So today we're going to talk about how a flood insurance price is built. We're going to talk about National Flood Insurance Program. We're going to talk about private carriers. So let's talk about some of these factors. Now really, both these factors together now make up something called a flood risk score. You could think of it like a credit score. The better your credit is, maybe the better rates you get somewhere. It can be the same thing said for flood risk scores. Even with the new National Flood Insurance Program Risk Rating 2.0, they look at things like distance to water, replacement cost on a building, a type of flooding, flooding frequency, elevation. All these things are used together really to build a flood risk score that determines your rate with the National Flood Insurance Program. Also, the claims variables in there. If you've had a lot of different claims, it can have an impact. So now let's talk about private. Private uses something similar, but they might use something like a 20-year floodplain, a 100-year floodplain. Look at the history of flooding in an area. Replacement costs can have a big impact on that. Distance to water, just like you can see right here behind me. All these different things, the history of flooding in an area can be put in there with your flood risk score, which can determine your rate. It's important to understand that generally though, the flood zone doesn't have as much impact as it used to on determining your flood insurance rates. Actually, with the National Flood Insurance Program, it has no impact anymore with their new Risk Rating 2.0 program, but some private companies still use flood zones when determining flood insurance rates. So this is how pricing on flood insurance is determined. So if you've got questions about understanding your pricing model, how do you minimize your profit like this from flooding? Click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand flood risk like this right here. Your flood insurance and mitigating your property long term. Thank you.